Welcome to today's practice. I have a pair of blocks I'm going to use. If you have blocks, you can grab those as well, but they are not necessary. Let's go ahead and begin. We'll start today at the top of our mats with the feet about hip width apart. Just come into your mountain pose, letting the shoulders fall down the back, keeping the tailbone neutral, so not flaring back and not tucking too far under. Pulling the ears back over the shoulders. If it feels comfortable for you, you can go ahead and close your eyes. We'll take just a couple of moments here to leave behind whatever we were doing before this practice. Focusing on our breath and trying not to worry too much about what will come after practice. So just taking note of your inhales and exhales. Maybe the rise and fall of the chest and belly. Take one last deep inhale in through the nose, and then out through the nose or mouth. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly open them. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Continue this a couple more times at your own pace with your own breath. Just taking the head from side to side. Stretching out the neck. And then we'll do it one more time on each side. And then on an inhale, raise the head back to center. From here, bring the shoulders up to the ears on an inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, back and down. We'll take this the other direction. So inhale, bringing the shoulders up. Exhale, bringing the shoulders forward and down. From inhale, raise the arms. From here, inhale and raise the arms overhead. And then take the left wrist and the right hand. And on your next exhale, bend over to the right. Feeling a stretch down the left side of the body. Maybe sending the hips over to the left. Breathing deeply. Then inhale, come back to center. Grab a hold of the right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, send the arms over to the left, and then maybe you send the hips over to the right. And then inhale, come back to center. Lower the hands back down beside you. Reset your feet if needed. And from here, we'll start with some half sun salutations. So inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, bending the knees as much as needed. If you want to use blocks here to rest the hands on, and you can have your blocks at any height, that's good for you. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe swaying a little from side to side. Then on your next inhale, press your hands into your shin and lift the chest halfway, pulling the navel to the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward. And then exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, rolling up to mountain. We'll do that again. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the arms, bend the knees as much as needed, and fold forward. Inhale, hands to shin, lifting the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway, hands to shins. And then exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, rolling up to stand. From here, we will make our way into a lunge. Inhale, raise the arms, step the left leg back long behind you, bending into the right leg. Pressing this back heel towards the wall behind you. Hip points facing forward. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Last inhale here. Exhale, put your weight into your right leg and then drag the back leg up to meet the right. And then exhale, lower the arms. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale, raise the arms, step back long behind you with the right leg, bending into the left. Back heel is pressing back long behind you. Hip points facing forward. Breathe deeply. Inhale, put the weight into the front leg and then drag the left foot up to meet the left. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. So we'll do that again, but we'll add on. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, step back, coming into your high lunge. We'll take a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, spin the left heel down onto the mat and open the chest up to the left, lowering the arms down to shoulder height for Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. Gaze is over the right fingertips, and the front knee is aiming back instead of collapsing forward. Steady breathing. Inhale here and pivot back around to face the top of the mat, returning back to the high lunge. Take a couple of breaths here in your high lunge. Then on your next inhale, send the weight into the front leg and then return to your mountain pose. Exhale, lower the hands down. Other side. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Step back with the right leg coming into your high lunge. We'll take a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, spin the back heel down onto the ground, open the chest up to the long edge of your mat. Arms are shoulder height. Gaze over the left fingertips. And this front leg, the knee is aiming over the toes, so keep pressing back into the leg rather than letting the leg collapse forward. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, pivot back around to face the short end of your mat, returning to your high lunge. And then inhale, send the weight forward, and then return to your mountain pose. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Step back into your high lunge. Take a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, open up into your warrior two position. Breathe here. To move into reverse warrior, let the left hand rest on the back leg. Front palm faces up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lift the right arm up and over. Breathe here. On your next inhale, return to warrior two. Inhale, spin back around to the top of your mat for high lunge. And then send the weight forward and return to your mountain pose. Exhale, send the arms down beside you. Maybe shake out the legs a little. And we'll do that on the other side. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, step back to find your high lunge. We're taking a couple of breaths here. Inhale to open up into your warrior two position. To move into reverse warrior, lower the right hand to the back leg. Front palm faces the ceiling. Inhale, raise the arm up and over. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, return to warrior two. And then spin back around to face the top of your mat, high lunge. Send the weight into the front leg and return to your mountain pose. Exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Okay, adding on. Inhale, raise the arms overhead, step back with the left leg, high lunge. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, open up into your warrior two. Inhale, send the right arm up and over to reverse warrior. Inhale, return to warrior two. Straighten the front leg and we'll move into Trikonasana or triangle pose. Reaching forward with the right arm and then lowering the hand down onto a block, the shin or the thigh. And then from here, you can let this arm, this left arm, rest alongside the body, or you can raise the hand up toward the ceiling. Gaze can be down at the floor, in front of you, or up at the left hand. Take a few breaths here. Lower the back hand down, bend back into the front leg, and return to warrior two. Inhale, spin back around to find your high lunge. And then send the weight forward, pulling the back leg up to meet the front mountain pose. Exhale, lower the hands back down. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale, raise the arm, step back with the right leg for high lunge. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, return to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Whoops. And then you're going to reach forward with the left arm, lower the hand down onto your block, your shin or your thigh. And then the right arm can rest down on your side, or it can go up toward the ceiling. Remember, gaze can be down at the floor, in front of you, or up at the right hand. Deep breaths. Last breath here. Bend back into the front leg. Move your block out of the way. Return to warrior two. Inhale, spin back around toward the top of your mat, high lunge. Send the weight forward, drag the back leg up to meet the front, mountain pose. Exhale, lower the hands back down. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming back to stand, mountain pose. Adding on. Inhale, raise the arms, sit the hips back and down, coming into your chair pose. Take a couple of breaths here. So making sure the pelvis isn't flaring too far back or too far forward, but trying to keep it neutral. Weight is in your heels. If this is uncomfortable for your arms, you can bring the hands down to prayer pose. Last breath here. And then step back with the left leg, find your high lunge. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, open up into warrior two. Inhale, reverse lunge, or reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward, Trikonasana or triangle pose. Bend the front leg, return to warrior two. Inhale, return to high lunge. Send the weight forward, return to mountain. Exhale, lower the hands back down. Opposite side, inhale, raise the arms overhead, send the hips back and down, chair pose. Remember, hands can be in prayer. Weight is in the heels, keeping the pelvis neutral. Last breath here. Inhale, raise the arms, step back with the right leg, find your high lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, straighten the front leg, reaching forward and then lowering the hand down, Trikonasana. Inhale, bend into the front leg, warrior two. Inhale, return to your high lunge. Send the weight forward, mountain. Exhale, lower the hands back down. We'll do that all again, but we'll stay in each pose for one breath this time instead of holding the poses. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Inhale, raise the arms, send the hips down and back, chair. Step back, high lunge, take a breath. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Return to warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward, triangle. Take a breath. Bend into the right leg, return to warrior two. Pivot around, return to your high lunge. Send the weight forward, return to mountain. Exhale, lower the hands down. Other side, inhale, raise the arms, send the hips back and down, chair. Step back with the right leg, high lunge. Take a breath. Open up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Return to warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach forward, triangle. Take a breath. Then back into the front leg, return to warrior two. Pivot back around towards the top of your mat, high lunge. Send the weight forward and return to mountain. Exhale, lower the hands down. From here, we'll make our way to a seated position by spreading the legs wider than the hips. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can rest on blocks if needed. And then you're going to turn your toes to point outward. We'll come into a yogi squat or malasana by beginning to lower the hips down as far as you can. So you may need to place a block underneath the hips. If you have to do that, that's fine. If your heels aren't reaching the ground, that's also okay. You also have the option of rolling up a towel and placing the rolled up towel underneath the heels. So fingertips can rest on blocks, the floor, or you can bring the hands into prayer. And the chest lifted as much as possible, crown of the head reaching toward the ceiling. If your hands are in prayer, press your elbows into your thighs. Last breath here. And then send your fingertips down to the floor, and then go ahead and let your hips find the floor. Doesn't have to be graceful. So we've made our way into our seated position. And from here, we will come into boat pose or Navasana. So soles of the feet onto the ground. Rock back onto the sits bones so that your tippy toes are now grazing the floor. Keep the chest lifted as much as you can. So you're just kind of balancing here. You're not really using the feet so much for support. So you can stay here in this version of boat. You have the option of letting the arms come forward. Or you could raise one foot so that shin is parallel with the ceiling. And then you can switch. Or you could raise both. But again, if you're here, that's totally fine. We're trying to keep the chest lifted. Balancing. Breathing, trying not to hold the breath. Last breath. Let the soles of the feet find the ground. And then let the knees open up to the sides, soles of the feet come together and shake the legs out. We'll do that 2 more times. So coming back into your preparation with the soles of the feet onto the ground. Rock back onto the sit bones, let the tippy toes graze the floor. Lifting the chest. So this is a boat pose. So if you're here, you can feel good about it. You also have the option of practicing lifting one foot and then the other, or lifting both. Two more breaths. Then let it go. Let the soles of the feet find the floor. Let the knees open out to the sides and shake out the legs. Okay, return the soles of the feet back to the ground. Rock back onto the sit bones one last time. Coming into your version of boat pose. Chest is lifting. Breathing. Last breath. And then lower the feet down, let the knees open up and shake the legs out. From here, holding on to the feet, inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold forward as much as you can over the front feet. The back can round once you get to your folding point. You can also use a block here to rest your head. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale to come back up. Send the legs out long in front of you. Pull the right knee into the chest. And then hold on to the right leg with the left arm. Place the right hand back on the floor behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine, send the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then exhale to twist to the right. Last inhale here. Exhale, return to center, straighten the right leg, and then bring the left leg into the chest. Hold on to the leg with the right arm, left fingertips on the floor behind you. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the left. Last inhale here. Exhale, return to center. Bring both soles of the feet to the floor and we'll move into a seated figure four or a seated version of pigeon. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee and then pull your legs in as close as you can towards your body while you're aiming the right knee away from you. So hopefully you are feeling a stretch in your right hip. The right foot can be flexed. Chest is lifted. And then begin to let that go. Walk the hands back behind you a little bit. Straighten the legs out. And we'll switch sides. So left ankle to right knee. And then walk the foot in as close as you can toward your body. And then you're going to aim the knee, the left knee, away from you. So pressing that knee away from you, lifting the chest, feeling a stretch in the left hip. Last inhale here. And then slowly release that, sending both soles of the feet back down to the ground and then coming into a reclined position. Letting the hands rest beside you. Pull the heels in toward the hips. We'll do 3 bridge poses. So from here, press the soles of the feet into the ground, tuck the tailbone, and on an inhale, exhale, begin to lift the hips up off the floor, sending chest towards chin, taking a couple of breaths here. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the hips back down to the ground. We'll do that 2 more times. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the feet into the floor, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. And breathe here. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the hips back down. Inhale here. Exhale, press the feet into the ground, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Last inhale. Exhale, lower. pull the knees into the chest. And then rock from side to side. And then send the arms out long into a T shape or into goalpost arms. Keeping the knees pulled into the chest, let the legs fall over to the left. And then gaze can remain up at the ceiling, or you can turn the head to gaze over at the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let the legs fall to the right. And then gaze can remain up at the ceiling or over to the left. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, come back to center. Place the soles of the feet back down onto the ground. Let the legs go long down the mat. Feet wider than the hips. And then allow the feet to roll out to the sides. Arms down beside you with the palms facing up. Coming into final resting pose or Shavasana. Then drag the shoulder blades down the back. Taking a moment to scan from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head, noticing if you're holding tension anywhere. And if you are, allowing that tension to melt into the floor on your exhales. Allowing the floor to fully support your body. Letting the breath slow down and soften. So this is where I will leave you today. Stay here as long as you need. Thank you for practicing with me.